What's up, everybody? James Ng here, Biblical Success Coach. And today I'm going to talk about a 5 to 10 minute challenge. Hey, Glennis, that's going to change your life. And I'm going to talk about the one biggest emotion that's holding you back from success, holding me back from success. And I wonder, you might be wondering, what's this bucket doing by me? I got a rag next to me, and I got an ice bucket actually down here as well, too. But stay tuned. You're going to see exactly what this is all for in just a little bit and what this can do to be able to help you in your breakthrough. But if I were to ask that question to you, comment below. What do you think is the biggest emotion that holds us all back from success? What's the biggest emotion? Is it worry? Is it anxiety? Is it depression? Whatever that it is. And I'll submit to you that the one biggest emotion that holds me back and more than likely holds you back is fear. Absolutely. Fear, pain, the idea that something that is not even there yet could hurt us. And it's something that incapacitates all of us. So if we think about it, have you ever asked yourself the question, what would life look like if I never let fear, if I never let the idea of pain scare me from not taking action? Yeah, what would that look like? What would life look like if you were fearless? If you just conquered right through the wall, and fear is false evidence appearing real, right? So many times, and I'm sure you've had this happen in your business, in your life, in your relationships, and whatever that it is, that we start getting a little idea, a little bit of legitimate worry, perhaps some concern, and then it starts to kind of become something bigger and deeper, more intense, right? And all of a sudden, you can literally worry yourself sick. And it's crazy how that is. So I'm going to share with you today a 5 to 10 minute challenge. I'm going to do this live for the first time. It's going to be interesting. Let's see how this all works and everything. But it's a challenge that anyone can do, and it's free, that will reprogram the way you view fear, the way that will reprogram the way that you view pain for forever. And I learned this, shout out to Dr. Myron Golden. I'm involved in something called the Make More Offers Challenge. You got to check it out, especially if you're in business. He shows you how to 10x plus your income with just a couple of simple moves, and it's nuts. I'm learning from people that are doing not just 6 figures a year, not just 6 figures a month, but even 6 figures in a day. And one of the primary things is how to reprogram this fear. So yeah, if you're interested in that, I have a link in the bio. Check my link tree. There's a link about his Make Up More Offers challenge, and also it's in my link in the caption as well. Okay, so what is this exercise? But you have to commit to me that if you get inspired by this, you're going to do this, and you're going to tell me that you did it as well too. Okay, I hope we could be cool with that and everything. So what does this entail? Well, number one, I'll tell you what you need. You need a lot of water. So I have here a huge bucket of water. Shout out to, I think there's a Lowe's bucket. All right. You need something to be able to submerge like a whole arm in. Dr. Myron Golden, he's a success coach. He does an actual deep submersion of this. He has a tank, but he said that we can use this. And if you don't know who Dr. Myron Golden is, he wrote a boss book called Boss Moves, where he shows you what to do to make 1,280% more money in just 4 moves, which is super cool. I know. So, okay. So what you need is you need a bucket of water or something that like that. You need ice. So I literally just jacked this from my my freezer. So I'm going to actually put this ice into this bucket. So let me do this without spilling or anything. Okay. I have a bucket full of ice now. I'm going to let that chill a little bit. And what I'm going to do, just let you know. Yep, definitely got ice in there. Let that cool down a little bit. Probably need a towel. So have a towel around. Oh gosh. And what you're going to do is you're going to submerge an arm into this bucket. What I'm going to do right now, you're going to need an arm in this bucket, and we're going to leave it in there, freezing cold water for 5 to 10 minutes. And supposedly, what's supposed to happen is it's supposed to be super cold, and you're supposed to feel like, oh my gosh, I'm going to die. And then you're going to do what's called box breathing. So you're going to breathe in, hold for 4 seconds, breathe out, hold for 4 seconds, breathe in, hold for 4 seconds, breathe out, hold for 4 seconds. We're going to do that 10 times. While the arm is submerged in the water, we're going to do 10 what's called box breaths. All right. So what this is going to do, it's going to trigger something. It's going to show you something. And supposedly, this is what's supposed to happen. Let's see if it actually happens. So, hey, what's going on? What's supposed to happen is after around a couple minutes, you're going to go from, oh my gosh, this sucks, this is cold, I'm going to die, to not feeling anything at all. And after that, you can actually leave your arm in for forever. Yeah, cold plunges are super good to do as well too and everything. And what this is supposed to do is it's supposed to train you to understand that pain and fear is something. I'm glad that this is going to be, this will be interesting. You know, pain and fear are something that is actually not based on the circumstance. Pain and fear is based off of a signal from your brain, because if you know how pain works, your brain has pain receptor. Your body's pain receptors. So if you touch something hot or touch something cold, it sends signals up your neurons and it goes into your brain. And then your brain says, oh, you're in pain. And it shoots out a signal back out and it tells you you're in pain. So it's not that the thing itself is painful. It's not that the cold is painful. It's not that the circumstance is painful. It's not that the training is painful. It's not that the decision is painful. It's not that the speech is painful. The things in our life, it's not that they are actually painful themselves. It's not that they're scary themselves. It's that our brain triggers us to feel that way. So what this is supposed to do, it's supposed to disconnect and make you realize that pain is something that is an effect. It's not a cause. It's not an actual thing. And when you start to disassociate yourself from pain, when you start to disassociate yourself from fear, then imagine in the moments in your business, the moments in your life, that you start to scare yourself. The moments in your life that you start to talk yourself out of making a decision that could benefit you, but it's scary because you've never done it before. Doing this type of a challenge in 5 to 10 minutes will teach you what fear and what pain actually is and what it's not. So that's what's supposed to happen. So hope that sounds interesting. So I'm going to go out there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to submerge my arm in here. I'm going to breathe. I'm going to do this 10 box breath thing. Pray for me. It's be interesting. Shout out to the Warrior Movement, by the way. And after that, discuss and we'll talk. So hopefully it's going to go numb, or hopefully I'm not going to have pain or anything. And if you have any questions about anything, feel free to drop it in the comments below as we go through this. Okay. So here we go. And my goal is to leave it in here for a while. The ice is still in here. It's starting to, that is cold. That is legitimately cold. So I'm going to go in here. I'm going to breathe for 10 times and then we're going to do this. Okay. 3, 2, 1, go. Ooh. Okay. And there's 10. I'm alive. That was pretty cold, to be honest. This is a bucket full of ice water. And we're talking about how to reprogram your fear and your pain in 5 to 10 minutes. I think that didn't take too long. So um, it's fascinating how the body is. And just imagine, and I'll spend this time and we'll linger here for as long as possible. But I just wonder how many things in our life have we trained ourselves, have we conditioned ourselves to not do because of fear of pain, because of fear of an outcome that's not even there. They say that both fear and faith are the same thing. Did you know that? Fear and faith are the same thing. They both require us to believe in something that is not real yet. It's the same muscle, right? And for many, many years, if you don't know my background story, I grew up super shy. I grew up extremely in fear of everything. I never want to step outside my comfort zone. In fact, I remember in middle school, I had this cool saying I thought was super cool, but it totally isn't. This will keep you broke. This will keep you really stuck. My saying was this: don't try, you'll only get hurt. I thought it was so cool. And no wonder why I was shy and broke and not amounting to the potential that I had. And I wonder how many of us in our lives have had that type of a mindset toward the things that we knew could be good for us. That business that you wanted to start, that idea that you wanted to go after, that relationship that you wanted to pursue, that switch, that pivot that you knew that you wanted. But because of fear, because of faith in something that was not real, in the wrong sense, in the negative sense, because we did not flip the perspective, because we believed in the negative outcome more than we believed in the positive outcome, we conditioned ourselves to run away from the very things that would actually lead us to breakthrough. So, a challenge like this, to do the things that are seemingly painful, to allow yourself to understand that pain is not, it's not because of this. Pain is from your brain. It's something that is just a signal. And it's just a signal by itself. It's not that this thing is painful. It's just that your brain's telling you it's painful. And now you can chill in this for forever. So doing this type of challenge in 5 to 10 minutes. And I wonder if you're inspired to do something like this, put a 5 in the comments. I'd love to know, because starting to train yourself with these types of things, and Dr. Myron Golden, who I got this from, we're in the middle of a 5-day challenge with Myron. He teaches people how to scale businesses, scale your income to over 1,280% with just 4 simple moves. And we're in this Make More Offers challenge. If you're in business, I'd have to say you definitely want to take his challenge. It is the best investment that we've ever had our entire life. It's I can't believe the type of value we're getting. In fact, today, we saw people in the group in their first day make $20,000 in their first day. Like, what? It's like, dang, that's nuts. But it deals with something like this. But what would you do if fear and pain never held you back, but if fear and pain actually empowered you? They actually inspired you. They actually let you, instead of being the reason not to. What if we recondition ourselves to say fear and pain is probably the right direction to go? Have you noticed that? I'm curious. Have you ever taken a decision that was super scary at first, but it ended up being the most thrilling thing, the best decision, the most amazing thing to ever help you with? It tends to be that way. That's why we like roller coasters, some of us. I don't. I did. Now I'm a little bit better with it, right? But it tends to be that the things that we want, the breakthrough we want, the relationship we want, the business we want, the money that we want, the fulfillment that we want, is on the other side of a fear, of a pain. So instead of running away from it, doing something like this trains you to stare at it head on and break right through it. What would life look like if fear and pain didn't hold you back, but it propelled you? What could you achieve? What could you overcome? All right, everybody. So I hope that was helpful. I hope this is interesting. And yes, happy Black History Month. Absolutely. If you're going to do something like this, let me know. And also, if you're interested in that Make More Offers challenge I was talking about with Myron Golden, especially if you're someone in business, if you've been sick and tired of struggling and kind of you feel like your income's been stagnant, you feel like you've just been working super hard and not getting the results that you want, and you're like, man, is it even worth it? It's one of those challenges that'll save you. It's one of those challenges that'll it'll actually teach you things. In the first day, it's a 5-day challenge. In the first day, we already got more in the first day than we've had in so many other programs and stuff like that as well too. But if you're interested in that, I have a link in the bio or a link in the caption. You can check that out. But in the meanwhile, I'm gonna go dry my arm. I hope this was interesting. I hope at the very least it's entertaining, and God bless. And I hope that we can reprogram our fears and our pains. All right, everybody. Well, let me dry this out. All the ice is now. Whew, my arm's like I got like goosebumps on here. I don't know if you guys can see that at all. Wow, that was interesting. Whew. I don't know. People do this with a whole cold plunge. Interesting. All right, guys. Thanks for chiming in. Talk